Today's guest is Gabrijela Solomon, and these are books about her ongoing story of reincarnation. And if you've been watching New Realities, you know that reincarnation is a fact. I mean, I know that I've been here before, and a lot of the guests on this show also know that, and this is ongoing discovery of this process of awakening, and that's what Gabriela's books are about. She's also an energy healer, she's an artist, she's a spiritual teacher in a way, and she's part of a big project with a bunch of other people, including Marino, and they're putting together a huge art, spirituality, and metaphysics showcase that's really going to transform a lot of people who see this. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Alan, for inviting me.
This series of books is very interesting because it talks about how the soul is eternal.
Yes.
And you and your friend Marino have been incarnating together.
Yes.
Does it get a little boring, incarnating the same people all the time?
I guess there's a reason for this.
And the
reason is we work on this project which was planted long time ago.
This big project they're bringing together in this lifetime was planted in these past lives.
As what spirit guides told us during the past life sessions that we had was that the seed of the project was planted 2,000 years ago when one of the greatest teachers, Jesus, was walking on earth.
What's the essence of this big project that was planted 2,000 years ago?
Well, it's a combination of three non-material powers: art, spirituality, and philosophy. So through art, we are spreading philosophy and spiritual knowledge. So the essence is those three powers united because art is the best way to present them, the most innocent way to present those eternal truths.
The eternal truth of spirit.
Yes, eternal truth of everything. Spirit is just one part of the whole process, but Marino wrote 500 philosophical principles, and they're the foundation of this project. They're teachings.
Right. When I met him, he told me some of these principles. I can't remember them now, but tell me some. Oh, they're in this book.
Yes, they're intertwined in my book because since this is a story of Gaia and Zen, two spirits. Gaia is my higher self, and Zen is Marino Frost's higher self. I thought it would be really interesting to intertwine his principles of the present life with the story of past life. So, for example, power of observation leading to conclusion. That's one.
That's a principle, that the power of observation leads to conclusion.
Yes, that's one. I mean, there's 500 of them. There's about 70 that are part of this book. Enlightenment is already within us. Find its switch and turn it on. That's another one.
So these are principles of enlightenment, let's say, along with the
principles of eternal truth.
Yes. So along with the books and this big concert that Marino is putting together with the music and the philosophy behind it, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to bring to the world?
We are trying to raise the frequency levels of humanity. Basically, to simplify this, we want this world to be a better place.
Well, everybody does that. That's why I'm doing this show.
Exactly.
I want the world to be a better place.
That's why we connected, because our wish is similar or almost the same. We are trying to expand the consciousness of people. We are trying to spread the message of love, of goodness, of kindness. The only difference is you are using the media, and through your shows, you are actually raising awareness about new realities of the world that lies beyond.
Yes.
That is interconnected with the reality that we see. The unseen and seen worlds, they're parallel, they function together.
And I think at this point in our history, there's this merging of the unseen and the seen. And that's why we're at such a beautiful point of convergence, I call it.
Exactly.
We're at a point of awakening, and that's why books about reincarnation and your truth and these big events are coming forward.
Yes, I agree with that. We are on the verge of a new world, as I call it, where people will be more in touch with their spirit and more in connection with the cosmic mind. They will finally, for a majority of people, this will probably happen. It's a long process, lengthy process.
Oh, it's hundreds of years.
Exactly. But there's many light workers who were born on Earth from decade to decade. There's more and more of them who are actually who are pioneers of this new change.
Right.
This book, as well as Life in the Jungle. This was not my idea to write these books. It was my spirit guides who actually not just suggested, who basically gave me the task, because of my intention that I always had an intention to help people, to raise awareness about the spirit world. Mm-hmm. So this was a beautiful opportunity, since I had these sessions where spirits were helping us with the spirit guides through the medium, mm-hmm. through the hearing medium. They gave us information about our past life, and I had so much information, wonderful stories. They gave me structures of wonderful stories, unbelievable stories. There were, and after we were done with our past life exploration in one of my meditations, they actually asked me to write books about it. Mm-hmm.
So the life of you and Marino, or
yes.
Gaia and Zen,
yes.
and you've had lifetime after lifetime.
Correct.
But tell me about meeting Marino in this lifetime after having all those lifetimes. Was it an instant recognition? What?
Yes.
And
yes.
Where are you from again?
I'm originally from Croatia. I was born in Croatia.
And so is Marino.
So was he, but the point is, when we connected, he was in the United States. He's been here for over two decades.
As a musician,
as a musician,
producer,
yes.
engineer, musician.
Yes, the founder of this great project, the owner of recording studio.
And how did you find out about him?
Well, that's an interesting story, because during one of my meditations, again, my spirit guides told me that I was about to meet an artist.
In Croatia? You were still in Croatia?
I was still in Croatia.
But you had no idea about these past lives, right?
No, whatsoever.
Okay.
No. When I was little, I tried to, I did some exploration. I hypnotized my sister, my younger sister. I was 11 years old when I actually followed Raymond Moody's scenario.
And you hypnotized your sister and you got her back to her past life?
Yes.
Did she come back, or did you keep her there?
I was 11 years old then.
Were you able to bring her back to this life?
Well, she had some very traumatic experience, so it was quite shocking for her.
So you knew that past lives were true?
Intuitively, I knew since I was a very little girl. I knew that I knew about that I'm more than this body.
Right.
But
I knew that too intuitively.
Exactly.
That I had lifetimes.
Children are so in touch with. They're still in touch with their spirits. So a lot of times through intuition, this knowledge comes through.
So you had a vision you were going to meet an artist.
Yes. Exactly.
And what happened?
And then I tried my best to actually find this person. I didn't know whether it's going to be he or she or what part of the world this person is going to. But for some reason, I thought it's Canada, because I love Canada. I don't know.
Canada?
Canada, yes.
Canada? There's nobody in Canada.
But I thought, for some reason, that was my logical mind. See, our mind, our logic is a lot of times not in sync with the spirit.
Right.
So I got in touch with a lot of artists, not just in Canada, or throughout
the world.
You say,
are you the one I'm supposed to meet? You kept saying
that? No, I didn't. Wasn't. I was just fishing, to see how. But none of them responded. I was like, am I missing something?
Were they Croatian artists or just any artist?
Any artist.
And
it was just randomly.
Okay,
yes,
and then
exactly.
what happened?
And then one day I was browsing through internet and I stumbled upon an online gallery of Marino Frost, a musician.
Marino Frost.
That's
he has a little CD here, but nice CD there. Anyway,
that's his CD, Have Faith in Love.
Right. Okay, so you came upon some of his.
I went as soon as I saw his photograph online. My higher self told me so clearly, I know him. I know you.
Your higher self said that. He said, Gabrielle, we know him. This is it.
I know the depth of his soul.
You knew the depth of his soul just by looking at
Yes.
this picture? Well,
Yes,
I guess
yes.
you do have a better connection than I do. No, it's a nice picture.
It wasn't exactly this picture, but
Right,
when
but it
I
was a
saw
picture
the
of him.
eyes and picture, that was it. And that instantly I
said
knew, okay, that's
that-
the artist I'm supposed to connect with.
Right.
So we exchanged a couple of emails. He gave me a lot of moral support, and our
To get
bond.
to the U.S., yeah.
Not just that. There was 2 years we were corresponding,
And
there was connection was there. The bond was there, obviously, but it's very hard to feed this bond online, only via emails.
Did he have the same recognition on the soul level that you did?
He definitely felt that there's some magic to the bond and the way we communicate.
Right.
We understood each other.
Right.
On a very
I've had
deep
that with people. Yes.
on a very deep level.
Yes.
Things were just clicking.
Was this like your soulmate, would you say? Are you soulmates?
Yes.
I mean, like your twin flame soulmate?
I would say so. Yes.
Okay, we'll talk to him about that. But Yes.
Right away I wanted to write his biography. I didn't know anything about
felt
his life.
instantly
yes,
drawn to him.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I told myself I have to write stories about this man, and I have to learn who he is.
were you like surprised he was Croatian as well?
Well, a little bit, but not,
Not really, because
not
you
really.
did all these other incarnations together. You might
Yes,
as well.
yes.
have
Well,
incarnate.
this was our first time that we were born in Croatia. In our past life among Native Americans, we were born in the Big Turtle Island, as they call it,
North
in,
America.
North America.
And here you're born in the
Coast
jungles
Salish.
of the Amazon.
Yes. So
And how many
we traveled around.
How many lifetimes have you had together?
Altogether, there were 5 to 7 major lifetimes on Earth that we had together, and there were those small ones. But the major ones are connected with our mission, and that is, I'm going to quote exactly what spirit guides said during the through medium when we had sessions. They always had a strong commitment, a bond of trust together, and whenever they come to Earth, they come for the betterment of mankind. So that's the connection that we have.
And that's
it
what
was
you're here for
always
now.
yes. It was always this soulmate part was actually part that is related to work, a joint work for the betterment of mankind.
It wasn't to like, soulmates are always looking for each other to merge back into the oneness, but you're not here to be a couple, let's say.
No.
You're here to just do the work together,
yes.
A male-female polarity.
Yes, exactly. Male and female energies joined to create a nice balance. Also, it's the same with the hand. If he's palm, I'm back of the hand, or vice versa.
You mean there's a back and forth.
Yes, exactly.
So it's all about this great time we're in now.
Yes.
This great awakening. So how will, of course, generally you said that, but specifically, how will these arts wake people up?
Well, art, as I said, is the most innocent way to reach people's hearts. It speaks all languages. People understand it on a different level. Even if you didn't understand it, they understand. People feel art through their heart chakra, right? This is where the art comes in, and this is the best doorway to reach the spirit through heart.
Through the heart.
Marino's music is just amazing. It had, and beside the fact that it combines so many different styles, and it's so magical and so grand as a production and the ideas, it also spreads this knowledge of unity, of oneness, and it's part of the project as well. It's one of the products of the project, as well as my books in a written form.
Well,
digital graphics and so on.
I'm connecting with people who want to do some big productions. Maybe we could do this. And
Marino Frost, in my books known as Zen, is an old soul.
Well, you must be an old soul too, if you're soulmates.
He had a great experience with one of the greatest teachers that ever walked on earth, Jesus, who saved his life.
Jesus saved Zen's life.
Yes, correct.
When when he lived?
Yes,
I'm
going to write. I'm going to write the
but
book
what's the
about
circumstances of that?
He was a little boy who was he was starving to death. His parents died, and he was following a white dove, that brought him to the place, like a desert place, where a couple of women who were part of Jesus' flock found the boy, and they invited Jesus. He put his hand on a boy's stomach and he revived him. But this is Zen in his past. But
you weren't around that lifetime?
I was his spirit guide. He was very psychic. He was a little seeing medium, so he could see me. I was there to protect him from the spirit world. But for everybody, for all those people who want to know more about Zen, aka Marino Frost in present life, they can go to marinofrost.com and they'll find they can hear his music there, read his philosophy, the story about him that I wrote, and many other things about the project and him.
Right. And thanks. It looks like it's going to be a big project. But let's talk about past lives in general. And some people's philosophy saying, okay, whatever happened before happened, and it's made us everything we are now. So we really don't have to remember that. Another version of past lives is that we have patterns that get stuck for incompleteness. Correct. And we need to go back to those past lives in order to complete something that is still undone. What's your opinion about that?
Well, it's all about the goal. What is the goal of those who want to know about their past life? What is the intention behind it? That was the first thing that the medium that I worked with said.
So what was your goal?
My goal was to find out what is the reason for the row of various little misfortunes that Marino was experiencing in his work. In his work,
in this lifetime.
Because it looked to me like there was the row of those obstacles that were just slowing down the process. But it was interesting. Even a lot of people may think that there was something negative when you are being slowed down. There's a negative from the past. It doesn't have to be. In his case, it was quite different. It was quite opposite.
What was it?
This was just a hint for us to explore past lives, because in order for us to see the future and the present more clearly, we had to go to the past to understand the greatness, the grandness of this project, to understand the history, and to basically to expand our awareness on who we are and where we're going.
And it just wasn't time yet. You know, when things slow us down, it's like all in divine timing. But what do you see as the date for the unveiling of this big, music and philosophy and art project? When will that thing happen?
It will definitely happen. I cannot exactly pinpoint.
Like 5 years, 10 years, 2 years?
Tomorrow.
It will happen tomorrow.
I wish. But this is, people are a lot of times very impatient, but God has all the time of the world.
Okay.
And we are working on it. It's a work in progress, and it's a life project. It will grow throughout our life, basically.
But there's going to be a performance at some point.
Absolutely. It will. It will. Madison Square Garden.
In Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Good luck with all that.
We will connect. Undoubtedly, we will connect with the right people, because everything we are like trains on a track. Everything just clicks, and when we connect with the right people, with the sponsors, they will bring this idea to the stage. Everything is ready.
Everything's in preparation for this.
Everything is it's ready. Right at this point, we're in a stage where we need a financial support, financial background. So somebody can invest money and put this huge show and this huge idea to the stage and to the people.
And that will change a lot of people's minds and help wake them up, because this program's really about waking people up.
Yes.
And so hopefully what you're doing will also awaken people. But what does the future then look like? Because to me, I think we can live in a society of peace and harmony and joy. What's it look like to you?
Every planet has its own evolution. Our Earth is also going through the process of this spiritual evolution, this global consciousness, cosmic, is shifting, is changing. So the Earth is going through different stages. Now, the Earth is ready to go in the stage where good will prevail. Now, this is a planet of expiation. and so many souls come on this planet to suffer because they need that for their own
They
progress.
want to suffer. They come here to suffer.
Nobody wants to suffer, but unfortunately, trouble is the best friend of progress, as one of my Marino
Trouble's the best friend of
That's-
progress.
yes, correct.
I think that progress can have better friends than trouble. I think
Unfortunately, so
doing
many
things.
people are on the level where they needed trouble, otherwise they would stagnate. When you feel the
I
heat
think
of
that's
trouble,
an old paradigm. I don't agree with that. I think we've had that in the past, but I think the new world is about
well, in the new
joy.
world, there won't be any trouble. That's why we're trying to bring about the world without any pain, without any suffering, without any selfishness, greed, and all these negative imperfections that are.
I think selfishness, greed, and all that, yeah, they're negative, but they're part of the human evolution.
Yes, they are.
So only when you have been selfish, let's say, do you realize you don't need to be selfish because there's
Exactly.
abundance in creation.
Exactly. It's a process of learning.
So, yeah, I think all of our souls are going to another level.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be a great world. Thank you for what you're doing. So these were all channeled through, and then you wrote down the channeling.
Yes, yes. The structure was given to me through channeling, through medium, but I had to fill it up because the information that I got was nice structure, but it wasn't enough to write a book, the whole book.
So the book came to you as you tapped into your
Yes,
higher self.
correct.
They downloaded the
Correct.
information because
Correct.
there's actually some very interesting things in here about, I love what you said about the plants for fertility.
Yes.
That just came to you, right?
Yes, I was. That was part of guided research. I came to the point where I had to write about it because I feel that I had to write about it.
About the herbal use of the Native Americans.
Yes. And then I did a research, and as I was researching, I used the help of assistance of my spirit guides. They were just whispering yes, no. They were filtering the information. This is yes,
Use
no,
this
yes,
part,
no.
yes, yes.
It was just yes. It was it. This is what I call guided research. When I read something, but I listen to their thoughts on this.
Right. Don't you think at some point you want to merge with your higher self? So there's...
I am my higher self.
But you're also Gabriella, right?
What you feel, what you see is what, and what you hear is just a physical expression. My higher self is using this vehicle, this
But
body.
there's still the personality that likes and dislikes. So at some point, I think we could come into a total alignment with this being. I think that's the goal of life, of the lifetimes that we've had, the culmination of that.
That's going to happen on higher dimensions, on higher levels.
But I think it can happen here on Earth.
Yes, if Earth actually moves, shifts to that, closer to those levels, where we become more ethereal, where we gain more freedom, where we're not going to be confined in this heavy bodies, this heavy cocoon of flesh and blood, but we're going to be able, just like in astral world, float, travel, and know more than we know with our limited mind.
Yeah, but I agree with that, but I also think we can have it in this body, in this. It's not about being etheric, it's about getting rid of the disturbance that's been in the way of connecting to our pure divine essence. And this is what each of us...
The spark of divine is within us.
Yes.
So we are divine and we are godlike in our essence.
And I think the writing these books as just your own exercise connects you to that as well. And hopefully it'll connect other people who are reading them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For being a guest
You're
on
welcome.
New Realities. This is New Realities, and my guest, Gabrijela Solomon, the author of these 2 books and more to come.
Yes.
Right, about Gaia and Zen. And you can reach, what's your website?
People can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Gabriella.Solomon.
Gabriella.Solomon. And you can reach me at newrealities.com, or you can email me at newrealities@earthlink.net. Thanks for watching.